Yeah, don't let me take the second step. Okay, if something is hard, stop me right there.
Okay.
Okay, so this is x to the 2 to the n minus x to the 3, right? Or is it
Multiplied.
Okay. Is it multiplied? Okay, I cannot see it clearly. Okay, it's multiplied by. Okay, so when you multiply, what you do is when you have power on top of power, you're supposed to multiply this. All right, so it becomes x to the 2n times x to the n. Okay?
Okay.
So what do you do at this point? You see that you have the same base, just like question number 5. You're supposed to add the power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it n or 3? Or 3, sorry, it's not n, it's 3 here. So it should be 3 plus 3. Okay? So then, yeah, that's it. So it should be 3. Let me just erase that. I actually wrote it wrong. I should not have a plus 10. Okay. It's x to the 2n times x to the 3. So then you add that. X to the 2n plus 3. Just small steps. Okay. You don't have to jump and take 2 steps at a time. Just take small steps. You know, you put the powers together. Powers you multiply 2 to 2n. Then when you have 2 things with the same base, you just add that, right? Add the powers.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at question number 7. What does it say? 2x cubed. It's too small.
It's
too small. Okay, what is it?
Times 3x to the 5th power times 6x to the 2nd power.
2x cubed times 3x to the 5 times 6x squared, right?
Yeah.
Oh, square is outside. Okay. So the interesting thing here is, see that square? That square has power on everything that's inside, all right? All this 6x?
Yeah.
It has power on everything. So we can write the first one as 2x cubed. 2 times x cubed times the next one is 3 times x to the 5. And the last part is 6 times 6 is 36. And x times x is x squared, right? Now what I will do is I'll take this 2, take this 3, and take this 36, okay? I'll multiply this, right? That's 216. And what am I going to do with the x's, with the powers? I will take this 3, take this 5, and take this 2, and add them, right? That's what you do when you have powers like this and you multiply. X to the 3 plus 5 plus 2, which is 216 x to the 10. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try number 8. Okay, x equals to, what does it say?
X equals 5a to the 4th power.
5a to the 4. And a equals to 2b cubed, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is, you use this 2b cubed and put it instead of this a, okay? So when you do that, what happens is it becomes 5. Instead of a, you put 2b cubed and all outside to the power of 4. Okay? That equals to 5 times 2 to the 4 times b to the 3 to the 4. Okay? That turns out to be 5 times 2 to the 4 is 16 times b to the, we multiply the powers, 12. So that turns out to be 80 b to the 12. Do you see my screen? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Your writing is delayed on this side. Is that supposed to be like that?
Let me check what's going on here. Okay, let me change the connection here. One sec. Do you see it now? I changed the internet connection. I was in Wi-Fi. I connected it by wire now. That should be good.
Well, we can see it, but as you're writing, it doesn't come through until moments after.
Okay, maybe it's internet's a little bit slow. Maybe. Do you see it now? Do you see all that work now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see, yeah.
Okay. So any steps that's difficult, 5, 6, 7, 8, anything that you do not understand or anything that's confusing?
I understand.
Okay, great.
But
I can give you,
Manny, let me ask you something though.
yeah,
What you
yeah,
just
go ahead.
what she needs to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does she get to a place where, you just showed her what to do. How does she get to the place where when she sees that she knows what to do?
Basically, what I'm doing here now is that I'm trying to explain to her this thing that she said she did not understand. You know,
Mhm.
she said she did not understand any of this. So I'm
Right.
explaining her because this is pretty much one or two small concepts. Okay. So
Mhm.
with this question, I'm explaining this to her, and based on this, I'll give her some additional work to do. She can practice here. She can go in here and practice some exponents, like here. I'll show you how. Then we don't waste time on this here. She can just practice at her own time, and then she can good at it. And if she still has trouble, I can like for example, she does exponents. Okay, like this. Let me see. Let me show you something. Like this one. Okay. Let's say she does this question and she makes a mistake. If she gets it right, she'll get points. If she makes a mistake, she'll lose points. She's supposed to take it close to 100. Okay? So let's say she makes a mistake. Okay? She made a mistake here. It's going to tell her, this is how you do this, you know?
Okay.
So she'll see how to do this, and then she'll do the next problem. She gets it, she'll do the next problem, she'll move on. And what I will do is I'll get reports on everything she does, and I can see what she did and what every problem she does, I'll get a report. So when you have a session, I'll go over every problem she did not understand or she that didn't make sense to her. So she can keep practicing without me throughout the week, you know? So we don't need to meet like 7 times a week. We can meet once a week, and then other times she can just, unless she'll miss homework help or something on any other day, she can just practice and send, she can keep practicing throughout the week and get better on the week point, you know? I can do however many sessions you want. Some people want 2, 3, 4 sessions. So whatever you want, I can do. And but I want her to work 7 days a week by herself. You know, it's not just. I mean, you cannot afford to tutor 7 days a week, and nobody can. You know,
Right.
But she needs to improve 7 days a week. You know, so.
Manny, that program that you have right there, did you put that together?
No, this is something I bought for teaching, and I direct my students into different things like based on their needs. You know, what they need. So I kind of direct my students onto doing specific work. This is like an entire high school material, you know?
Okay. All right.
So
I'm going to let you guys get back to what you were doing. I just wanted to know.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I think she got this concept, and I want her to, based on this, I kind of want her to work on these two sections.
Well, you want her to do.
Actually, algebra 1, I will text you those, okay? So actually, I'll text you the email, user ID, password also in a second.
Okay.
Okay, before I go too much further, I want her to try a couple of questions.
Okay.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm texting you. What's the answer for this?
Q to the 8th power. Type it.
Should she type it?
Yeah, she can she can have control of my computer here. You can type it also. And you can write on the board also from here like this. Okay, user ID is Erica Karen 326.
She can't type in it.
Okay, just a second. Let me just make sure she can type. Share mouse control. There you go. You get it now? Yeah, she got control. You got control now, right? I'm sending you some text, and I want her to practice this section. One section V4. Okay. Section V4. Are you getting my text?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is a section she should work. I think she got the concept. Let's move on. So she should practice this. And the other one that we just covered is this one, this product rule. The power rules are here. B7. So you should practice this also. Go ahead and try this first. 7. So these are the 2 little concepts we covered so far with those problems, okay? So now she can practice this and get good at those, right?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Okay, so you can do this yourself, all right? I want to get as much as go as fast as possible, so you can, yeah, you got to practice those, okay?
But did she answer it correct? Oh.
Yeah, she got them right. She got them right for both. I think she got the concept for these questions now. The ones we did, the 4 questions. So now, the good thing is these stuff you're going to need for both regions and SAT, ACT, right? So this is like 3 in 1. You're like doing 3 things at the same time, right? For your school, for regions and SAT, ACT. Okay, so this one, look at this, x to the a times x to the b. So these are the properties. These are basically something they kind of want you to memorize. You know, your teacher wants you to memorize. These 6 formulas, what you should do is, you should put these in a note card. Yeah? Do you have a note card?
Yeah.
These properties, put these 6 formulas in a note card. Just take a picture of it with your phone, okay? Make it big, make it like huge, and take a picture of it with your camera and print it out, okay?
Okay.
Or actually, yeah, note card is better actually, yeah. No, use note card. You know, and then make sure you memorize this. They're kind of like times table, okay? Like you memorize the times table, right? Same way, you should memorize this because you're going to need this again and again. You're going to need this in pre-calculus, calculus, okay? Even physics. In physics, you'll need power rule too. And when you take business classes in the future, like finance or something, you know, you're going to need this too. So you need to know how the power rule, the exponent rules work. Okay? So let's move on to the next thing. What does it say? Log 3? What does it say? I can't read it.
Number 1 is 10a to the 7th power over
10a to the 7th. 7th power over?
Over 2a to the 4th.
Okay. Let me show you what it really is so you really understand, you know. First of all, the 2 and 10, we can reduce it, right? This becomes 1, this becomes 5, right? What is that a to the 7? A to the 7 is actually a times a times a times a times a times a times a. That's what it really means, you know? And that a to the 4 really means a times a times a times a. Okay? So, since you got the same thing at the top and bottom, you can cancel, right? Gone. What do you have remaining? 5a cubed, right? You see that? So that's like the understanding way how you need to understand this problem. Now, you also need to be able to do it by the property number 2. Look at that. Look at the property number 2. See that? You could have done 5a, and look at that property number 2. You can subtract it. If it's at the bottom, you subtract it. 5a cubed. See that? Which is the same thing, right? Yeah, that's like a shortcut, right? So I just wanted to show you the reason why that shortcut works, because it's really, you can spread it out. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had a math tutor before?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if you would like me to teach in a different way, because different people like different way of teaching. So if you want me to explain anything in a different way, I can explain the same thing in 10 different ways. But I just want to find out what your way is, so that I can teach you the best.
Okay.
Look at question number 2. Can you tell me what I need to do here? What do I need to do first?
So it's 15x to the 5th, y to the 7th, and z to the 2nd over 3xy to the 2nd. Yeah.
Okay. What should you do first?
So you should divide 15 by 3 and you get 5.
Yep, it's 5. What about the x's and x? What do you do?
The x is just an x. That's usually like a 1 to the.
Yes, perfect. There you go.
So that would be, x to the 4th, because 5 minus 4. I mean, because 5 minus
5 minus 1. Y to the?
Y to the 5th.
Yep.
And then
Z to the?
To the first, so you could just leave it as Z.
Yep, perfect. You got it right. But do you understand the process?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to send you, I'm going to upload couple of worksheets for you. You can practice this in those worksheets also. Just a moment. I'm sending it to that email address you sent me. Properties. Okay, and okay, properties. Hold on. 1 second. Just a moment. I'm sending you some worksheets to practice this. And you have the answers at the back also. That's fine. Save, send. Okay, cool. So you have have a worksheet to work on these kind of questions. Okay, so I think you got it though. Do you feel confident
Huh?
about this? Do you feel good about this?
I understand it.
Okay. So what? Again, I know you understand it, but it's you need to practice. It's a lot of it is like running. You can run, but if you don't practice running, what happens? You cannot run in the race, right?
Yeah.
You have to practice it. So same thing here. If you practice it, it sinks in. And one reason you do math is like your brain gets a workout and you get smarter, even though you don't know it. Your brain gets a workout and you get smarter from it. So you need to practice this. It's kind of like weightlifting for your brain. Okay. So you got to practice the stuff I'm giving you. Okay. What's the next thing you need to do here?
The next one is y
To the -4? Okay.
Yeah.
Y to the -4. So basically what happens is, like, let me show you something. X to the -2 and y to the -3. If you do this, what's really happening? This X is in a foreign country. It needs to go back to its home. It's supposed to go back downstairs. And this Y is also in the foreign country. It needs to go back upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So really what happens is X squared goes at the bottom to the basement. Y cube goes on the top. Make sense?
Yeah.
So Y goes up in Canada and become positive, and X comes down to US and become positive, So it's like, when it's negative, it's in the wrong country. All right? So Y is, go ahead.
So, an exponent can never be negative?
Exponents can be, but you're supposed to kind of convert it to positive just to,
Okay.
just to make it the best possible way. So it can be negative. Like, it's okay to have it negative. There's nothing wrong with it, but usually the answer is supposed to have been positive.
Okay.
So this can be written as 1 times y to the -4. So leave the 1 upstairs, and y goes back to US at the bottom, y to the 4. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Do you understand too?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to move on to the next page?
What did you understand number 2?
You want to move on to the next page, or you want to keep?
No, you have 2. Can we do number 2?
Oh, you want to do this number 2 on this page? Okay, sure.
Yeah. Oh wait, never mind. You understand that? Yeah, you just find the greatest.
Yeah, I think you got it. This is much easier than some of the other things you did.
Yeah.
It should be easy for you now. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, you need to practice. Okay. If you don't practice, it's not not going to work. Okay? Especially like, you practice something, you get something today, and the exam is 1 week later, and you'll be like, okay, I already did that. And the next day you got the test and you haven't done anything for 4 or 5 days. What happens? You go to the test and you don't remember anything, right?
Yeah.
So you need to practice everything right before the test also. Whatever you have done already, don't think that I've done it so I should do well. It doesn't work that way. Okay?
Okay.
Do you play any sports?
No.
Okay. Like what happens like when you know that if there's a big game, the players practice even though they know how to play, they still practice a little bit on the day before the exam, right? So that they do well in the game. So that's what you need to do. Before the exam you need to practice also, even if you know it. Okay, do you understand 1, 2, 3 for the bottom? Or do you want me to explain?
No, I don't understand how to do those.
Okay, let's start with 1.
That's 3
See,
over.
throughout the week when you have homework and you get stuck with any question, take a picture of it and email it to me, okay?
Okay.
Any question you get stuck with, so I can help you all the time, even not just during our session, okay? Just whenever you're stuck, send me questions. I can pretty much do all SAT questions in my head. So whatever you send me, I can, as soon as I see it, I can answer you back,
Okay.
And then I'll be available all the time, not just now, or during the session. Okay, so what do you have on number 1? 3 over
It's
x.
3 over x to the second to the negative third power.
Right. So you tell me what I should do.
So, you have to make the negative 3 positive.
No, we really need to multiply the power. Remember we did that before?
Yeah.
There's nothing new here. X to the negative 6. Then what do we do?
And then you have to, I'm not sure.
We did that just 5 minutes ago. Look back up.
So, subtract?
No. See, x to the negative 6, right? It's
Yeah.
not positive. That means what? It needs to go back to Canada and become positive, right? It goes to go up. 3x to the 6. Get it?
Okay.
Whenever you have a negative power, it needs to go back to either, it's like an American in Canada or Canadian in America. Okay, it needs to go back to its country. Okay? It goes up or goes down, one of those.
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So look at number 2. So that's a concept you have already done. So the reason you were not able to do it is because you haven't practiced, So once you practice a lot, you'll see that this becomes simple. Look at number 2. How do you do it?
So, x to the negative 3, x to the 4th. So, the ones at the top, you would add them together.
Sure. Good.
And then the one at the bottom's positive, so you just leave it.
Is there 8 or 3 at the bottom? Looks
That's
like 8 to me.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's an 8 at the bottom.
Okay. So what do you do next? What do you think?
Wait, the x at the top is a negative 3. It's x negative 3.
Is it negative 3? I cannot. Oh, it's x to the negative 3. Okay, if it's negative 3, then it becomes x to the 1, right? Just x, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can write the 1 just to. Okay.
And
So then what do?
You subtract that, but then you'll get a negative 7.
Okay, x to the negative 7. You understand why?
Yeah.
Right, which is 1 over x to the 7, right?
Yeah.
Any confusion?
No. There you go.
Okay. Okay, how about number 3?
Number 3, I don't really understand it. that will.
Okay. Three x to the 4 negative 6 x to the negative 2. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do is, see that negative 2 at the bottom, that means it's a Canadian. You send it to Canada up there. Okay?
Okay.
So what you have is 3x to the 4 multiplied by negative 6x to the square, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happens? 3x to the 4, and this 2 has power on everything that's inside the parenthesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Negative 6 squared, x squared. Do you have any confusion?
Why do you have to do x squared too?
Because see, that square has power on everything inside the parenthesis. So negative 6 gets a square, x gets a square, right? Both of them gets a square.
Okay.
That's why it's outside. Okay? So when
Okay.
you do that, you have 3 times x squared times negative 6 squared is positive 36, right?
Mm-hmm.
X squared is x squared. And what you do, you multiply those. 3 times 36 is 108. What do you do with the x? X to the 2 plus, or is it 2? It's 4. Right? It's 4 there. Okay, 4 plus 2, right? 4 plus 2, which is 108. X to the 6. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Any confusion?
No. So you got that completely. Okay. She says she has it, Manny.
Yeah, perfect.
So the teacher don't go over this like this? I guess that's the case.
Okay. What is this x squared on top? What does it say? 4x to the
Negative.
1 to the negative 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you have to have that negative 3 goes to into each one separately, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that negative 3 has to go to x to the 2 to the negative 3 on top once, and for the bottom part, that also gets a negative 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, that equals to, what you do is, so that negative 3 gets to each part. So it becomes x to the negative 6 at the top, then you have 4 to the negative 3 times x to the negative 1 to the negative 3. Get it?
Yeah.
So I'll leave that x to the negative 6 on top for now. I'll bring it down later. And 4 to the negative 3 at the bottom later. Okay, now what happens to the x to the negative 1 to the negative 3? You really multiply these, right? Negative 1 times negative 3. So what do you end up with? X to the negative 6, 4 to the negative 3, x to the positive 3, right?
Yeah.
Any confusion?
No.
Now, which one needs to go back to the United States?
The negative. No. Oh, the negative 6. Yeah.
Yep, x to the negative 6 needs to come down. Its home is down here, right? Which
Yeah.
one needs to go back to Canada?
4 to the negative 3rd.
Yep, it goes to Canada, and it's 4 to the 3, right? And you have an x to the 3 at the bottom. At this point, what you do is 4 times 4 times 4, what you get?
64.
64, right? Okay. And what do you have at the bottom? X to the 6 plus 3, which is
9
x
x.
to the.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The last one is what?
That was the last one for that page.
Oh, you don't have to do number 4? Oh, that was the one we did. Sorry. That is what we did. Okay, cool. So we're done with that. Should do this page next. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get an attachment? I sent you some worksheets. Did you get it?
You said to be an email? Email?
Yeah. By email, yeah. You should practice that worksheet. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, here what you need to do is it 3x plus y squared?
Yeah.
Minus 2, is that y squared?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you need to memorize 3 formulas. I'm going to write those 3 formulas. Actually, you should write those in a note card and memorize this for SAT, ACT also. A square minus b square is a plus b, a minus b. Okay? That's like number 1. Number 2 is a plus b quantity square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. This is what you use for completing the square. The third formula is a minus b square, and you need this for calculus also, not just for SAT, ACT, b square. So you see that minus plus. See, that's the only difference between 2 and 3. This is minus here, plus here. Okay, so these 3 formulas. Can you make another note card for this? And I'm going to tell you which formulas you need to put in a note card and completely memorize. Okay? And it's going to make your life easier. Just like how your times table. Remember when you learned your times table, you hated it so much when you were little, right?
Yeah.
What a boring thing, right? But it made life so much easier, right? Afterwards.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Okay?
Okay.
So it's like driving. Once you know how to drive, life gets easier. If you don't know driving, it's harder, right? So same thing. Here, look at this. It's a square minus b square. So what you do is, consider it as an a and consider this as a b, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do a plus b and a minus b. So a is 3x plus y, okay, plus b here. Okay? And the other part is 3x plus y minus b. You see the difference here? What is b? Sorry, I got to write something else instead of b. It's 2y, right? I got to write that. I need to write that here, so it should be 2y. So, what do you have here and here? 3x plus 3y. What do you have on this one? 3x, and see y and this together, minus y. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you need to practice this, okay? These 3 formulas. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6, what does it say? 4 minus x minus 1 square?
Yep.
It doesn't look like it's the same thing, but it really is. See, 4, what is 4? 4 is really 2 square, right?
Yeah.
So, this is the A, and this is the B, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is your A, and this is B, right?
Yeah.
So, what's A plus B? You do 2 plus x minus 1. You have to put it in the parentheses, otherwise you sometimes mess it up. This will be 2 minus x minus 1. You know why I put this in the parentheses? Because, see this negative and negative, they kind of interact, they change the sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first one was 2 plus x minus 1. This one, 2 minus x. plus 1. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
This will be x plus 1. And this will be 3 minus x.
Wait, is it? Okay, okay. So you just did the 2 plus 1, and then minus. Okay.
Ask him. Make sure you understand what
Yeah.
you did and why.
That's it.
You see why?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's basically that formula. The one you need to be very careful about is this one. You know, this, look at this negative, it's dangerous, you know. If you don't put the parentheses in there, you'll have the whole thing wrong. You'll get a 0 in this. Okay, so that negative gets, you know, right there. The negative needs to interact with that negative and make it positive. Okay, so the parenthesis is critical. You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next question.
Number 7.
Yeah, I don't understand how to do number 7.
Okay, that's the one. Okay, open that. So you got the first two, right?
Yeah, I understand how to do it.
There's something interesting with number 2. What is it? Can you tell me? Where is the trap?
Huh?
There's a trap with the number 2. Do you know what that is?
What is it?
See, there's a negative in the middle. Yeah, that minus sign means you need to change the sign of everything that's inside the parenthesis. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see many students make that mistake. Okay, you said number 7, right? Okay, let's go to that.
Why did you do that? They're right here. You must change everything inside that room. I'll just do it again.
Like that. Okay? So, what is B? You can use B like a Trojan horse, you know? See that B? See that B? So everything that's here goes in here and goes into this, right? So, what you have A equals to 2 times, and B is negative half C to the negative 2 and cube, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that equals to, everything gets a cube. So 2 gets nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So that negative half gets a cube. That C to the negative 2 also gets a cube, right?
Yeah.
So what you have is 2 times negative half cube is basically negative 1/8. Okay? So let me turn that off. So negative 1/8. And then C to the negative 2. C to the negative 2 to the 3 is C to the negative 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay? And then what you do is you have negative 1/4. And C to the negative 6, remember, C to the negative 6 is at the top. What are you going to do? It needs to go back to the United States, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be negative 1/4 C to the 6.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah. Totally.
Okay.
So you have to do is practice. You do none of.
Again, and I see that you got it, but you got to practice. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. You got it. Got it.
Manny, she got it. You don't practice. That's it.
No, I heard it. I heard. I'm just reading through this stuff.
Manny, but can you tell that she
Oh my God.
move. Manny, can you tell if she understands this stuff really?
Yeah, I think so, because I made her do some work in that other worksheet, this thing, and she was able to get it. So I think she gets it, but she again needs to practice. Yeah, I mean,
Manny, she don't practice.
Can you
If she don't practice, Manny, make sure she.
yes, I gave her some work. I'm going to give her more work, and she has to practice a little bit of time every day, because it's like, if it doesn't matter how good a player is. The coach tells him to do something. The player is not going to become good unless she practices, right? Michael Jordan cannot just sit around and just watch somebody explain to them and become a good basketball player,
Right.
Michael Jordan needs to practice also.
Right. She has to practice.
So you gotta do this. That it's not just in math, in anything else in life. Whatever you do, whatever you like to do. If you're a photographer, you got to take pictures. You got to practice taking pictures.
Right.
And experience it. Otherwise, you don't become good at it. I mean, I can explain to you how to take a picture, but that doesn't do anything to you.
Right. So
Okay.
she's lost.
Now I'm looking through these notes. Is this your handwriting?
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful handwriting. So do you understand everything here? The distributive property and...
I understand how to do the FOIL, but I just didn't memorize how to, like...
Oh, first of all, FOIL should not be memorized. There is nothing to memorize, okay? FOIL is just like this. First, outside, inside, last. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. Like here, huh?
First, outside,
like you have it's like 2A plus 70. Okay? And then the other one is what? 3? What does it say?
Oh, that's the 70.
What does it say?
7B.
Is it 3A plus 5B? Okay. So what you do is
it's 2A plus
first
7B.
times first, yeah. First times first. So you do 2A times 3A, right? What do you have? What do you get? 6A squared.
Manny, wait,
right?
It's 8 plus 7B, not 70.
Oh, it looks okay. It looks like it looks 0. It says B. Okay, I think I put delete or something. Okay, so then what you do is outside 2A and 5B. That's like plus 10AB. Then you do inside, right? Which is 7 and this. That's like plus 21AB. Then you do last, right? Last is this. Last and last. That's plus 35 B squared. Then you have to see which terms are the same. So you can see this is the same. 6A squared plus 31AB plus 35B squared. Make sense?
Yep.
You should not memorize it. It's pretty intuitive. You just make sure everything gets multiplied with everything. If that doesn't make sense, you can also do a tic-tac-toe way. Like tic-tac-toe way is like this. You have what? 2A and 7B, and this side you have 3A and 5B, okay? So when you multiply that 3A and 2A, it becomes 6A squared. 3A and 7B, that's 21AB. 2A and 5B is 10AB, and 7, that's 35B squared. So what happened here? This. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Make sense? So those two.
And then you just add those two?
Yeah. So you add those two and that's it. That's what you get from here to here, right? So if you forget the formula, you can always make the tic-tac-toe and do it. But FOIL is pretty easy stuff. Pretty intuitive. Everything gets multiplied with everything. That's all.
So that was pretty easy.
Okay. And you can practice filing also. Let me see. I think a book probably has a lot of filing examples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. What do you need help with this page?
Um, number 3 and number 4.
Okay. Number 3, does it say x to the 4 minus something? Okay. Is it x to the 4 minus 9 x squared, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. So the easiest thing to do is take that x squared out completely. So you have x squared minus 9, which can be written as x squared. You have x squared minus 3 squared. Remember that a squared minus b squared formula?
Yeah.
So that's what you should do now. X plus 3, x minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Look at number 4. What is this? X plus 5 quantity square minus x minus 1 quantity square. Is that clear?
Yep.
Right? Do you understand what to do now? It's A and B. You get it?
Yeah.
So this is an AB. That's all. That's all you need to do. So what you do is A plus B and A minus B.
You got that? Yeah.
Okay? So you had your A here and B here, right?
Mhm.
And the change here, what are the changes? Change here is x plus 1, x minus 1. Nothing else, all right? Now when you get rid of this distribution things, you have x plus 5 plus x minus 1. And the second part, look at that. X plus 5, and look at this. When you distribute this, it's minus x plus 1. Okay?
Okay.
What happens here? 2x plus 4. And when you do this, this cancels x, and you have 6 left only, right? 6. Everything else is gone. You can actually take out a 2 here. 2 is taken out, x plus 2 multiplied by 6. So it turns out to be 12 x plus 2. That should be your final answer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you can take out a 2. So you see on the page the work you did. You can take out another 2 and it becomes 12.
Okay. You know why you can take out another 2? If you don't know.
Okay. So I want you to practice a few other sections also here. So you need to practice V7, and let me see what else I can give you so you can practice.
You had a question into that last one.
Oh, what is the question?
Wait. Why can you take out another 2?
Because 2x plus 4, you can see that, that's not, you did not break it completely. Because both parts have a 2, right? Both are even. So if you take a 2 out, you have x plus 2.
Okay.
Okay? You're supposed, that's like the, otherwise, it's not like a final. You probably not, you'll get most of the points, maybe 1 point taken out for having it 6, 2x plus 4. But if you have 12, you get full points.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I was looking here, and I think you should be, do this, V8, do V4, V6, V8 also. Texting those to your mom.
So Manny,
V4. Yeah.
Math teacher, her curriculum,
Yeah.
because I would like for you to, in your time with her, so that when it's introduced to her in class, you would have already, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We can go in there together.
Already be familiar with it. So when he's doing it in class, it won't be her first time seeing it. You would have already introduced her to it.
that is actually the best way to learn.
Exactly.
So, then what happens is she kind of know what's going to be there, and she can understand the teacher better.
Exactly. Especially one that's not doing a good job at it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, because the semester just started. I haven't met this math teacher yet, so I don't know. But I definitely like your style. She's comfortable with you. She likes you, and I'm glad we found you. So I'm going to definitely get the curriculum so that you can be the one to introduce her to the new topics.
Z7 and D8. I think she should also do Z7 and D8. Z8. Z7
Okay.
D8.
So you sent all of the stuff for her to study to me, right? And her.
Yeah.
Okay. Z7 and Z8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should do it.
Yeah, and she, because Manny, you think she just needed more practice because she's not that bad, right?
Yeah, she got it. She did not know it in the beginning. I think she said she doesn't understand any of it. But when I told her, I think she got it. And then I asked her a couple of questions, and she followed it. She was able to do those easily. So she gets it, but she needs to practice. What else she needs? Yeah, she needs to practice this,
Okay.
At least 30 minutes. That's the thing, Erica, because you fell behind in a lot of different types of math. Today, I really did not see any deficiency in the earlier stuff from your earlier grades, because we kind of focused on this, and you were able to learn it pretty easily. So I really did not find any, fundamental weakness yet, because they're all. I mean, I did not have to go back to correct any fundamental weakness today, which is actually a good thing. That means you're okay with those. But in other things you do, when I see that you don't know something, I'll go back and sometimes I'll give you even 4th grade, 5th grade homework, okay? Because maybe you had a bad teacher and you did not learn something very well. Those things you really need to learn well, because otherwise math only gets harder and harder if you don't learn all the little tricks.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. I mean, you could think a little trick to help her out, Manny, just as you've done tonight. If you could give her all those little tricks. But I know the thing to math also, like you said, is practice.
Yeah, just like pretty much anything else in life, Even if you play piano or something, you have to practice. Otherwise, what happens? You become bad in it.
Absolutely.
So what I want her to do is that go ahead and work on those sections I sent you. All these sections are in Algebra 1, okay? And if you finish everything, if you take everything to over 90, just take it to 90. Don't worry about 100. Just take all of them to 90, and then we'll work and take it to 100 together or something, or, if you have time. Okay? What you need to, because from 90 to 100, they're challenging questions, and sometimes students have a hard time. So just take it to 90 for now. If you finish all this, text me, and I'll send you more work that's relevant to this.
Okay.
Okay. And do you want to set up weekly regular, or you want to let me know on different time on different weeks?
Yeah.
What works for you?
Regular weekly. You think Sunday is good, best? Yeah, Sunday is best, Manny.
Sunday.
Like this time.
This time. How is 6 or 7? One of those, because it's kind of right in the middle.
6 or 7. 6.
Okay, sure. I'll just put regular on 6 and weekly.
And then we take it from there. If we need to schedule you another day in between, then we'll if you have time, we'll schedule it in between. But if she have like a question on homework, she said she could just email that to you, right?
Yes, she can just take a picture of it and email that to me. And let me just save this 1 second, just a moment. Yeah, she can just save those and email those to me, and that will do it. And then I'll email her back on what to do. So she should think that I'm always available. It's not just during the session, So don't okay. Alrighty. So I'll see you next Sunday, or if not before, let me know. Okay.
We'll talk to you 6 o'clock Sunday. Have a great week. Okay.
Same to you. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. What I like about this session, everything he wrote up there.